Hey guys, welcome back to Just Carve Rob. And what are we carving today, Rob? Well, we're carving a Bigfoot. Bigfoot. This is a spike foot. It's a spike foot. It's got spiky hair. Okay? Spike foot. He's got a lollipop and he's got a flower. Doug Linker carved Bigfoot guy, monster type guy. So I said, well, I gotta have one, but I'm doing mine with a twist. We turned the head. Okay, turned the head. Now there's not too many YouTube videos showing you how to do that, turning the head. Gene Messer has one where he does flat planes carving, and he carved the little guy with his head turned. So I'm like, well, I gotta give that a try. So here we are. And this was my first attempt. It came out kind of goofy looking, but nonetheless, there he is. Alright, Spikefoot, get out of here. So, we're starting out with a piece of basswood, our favorite carving wood. Piece of basswood that is 1 3/4 by 1 3/4 by 4 inches long. Alright, so let me throw some measurements at you that I think will work, might not. First thing you do is pick your front and your back, because this can get a little confusing as we go here, because our face is going to be here. Nope, that's the back, that's the front, so our face is going to be here. It says face. Okay, see, it's already confusing. Okay, so the most important thing you got to remember is you're not carving this. Okay, this is your head, and when we get to the head, we will be removing lots of wood here and here. Okay, and then so this will be our front, this will be our back. Here's some rough estimates. Feet go from the bottom up 3/8. We're gonna go up to 1 3/8 for the butt, and then up 2 5/8. 2 5/8 will be the back of the head. So this will be your back. This will all taper forward to the head. Okay, and the head is right here. That will be the head. So you don't want to cut that off. So remember, you want to come straight back on that, right? Something like that. That gives you a little rough idea where you want to be. So these lines we have that are the center lines, center line, can roughly end up being your head size. Now if you want it bigger, just move that over and make it bigger. Leaves less for you to take off. Okay? So, let's fire up the, we're going to be using the Dremel 4000. We're going to start off with a kutzall flame burr. The extreme flame burr. And what we're going to do right this second is we're going to go ahead and we're going to come across the back and then down the sides is where the shoulders are going to be. Down the sides. Remember to cut below your lines, guys. Cut below your lines. Okay? We're going to do that on both sides and the back. We're not going to do anything with the front yet. Okay? Because remember, our head's angled at 45-degree angle away. Okay, let me get here. Our head face right here will be angled 45 degrees. We're working off a corner from the body. So enough. I hope I got you guys as confused as I am. So we're gonna fire up the shop back here and get carving. Enough of my blah 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 and confusing you, because I'm confusing myself as I'm speaking. This is only my second one. The first one was that goofy looking spike foot guy. So let's go ahead and carve this and see what comes out of this block of wood. I have no idea yet. Alright? Alright. Hang on, here we go. Alright guys, are you ready for the dreaded voiceover? Over. The dreaded voiceover. And it's a beautiful, beautiful spring day. The birds are chirping, the sun is shining. All is right with the world in my little corner of it. My little octagon piece of the planet. And we're using the Dremel 4000 with a flex shaft and the kutzall extreme burr. And we're undercutting where the shoulders will be. We're undercutting where the back will be. And we will be undercutting, and we're just lightly marking in. See, that would be the shoulder, because we're working, the face is going to be on the corner, but the shoulders are going to be on the flat. So we're marking in where the feet are going to be with our kutzall extreme burr. And we're digging them in there about probably 3/8 of an inch, I'd say. Now we're taking the corners off just a little bit because they're digging into my hands. And you can see we're angling that back. And this will be part 1 of the series here. I decided we're going to try carving Bigfoot a girlfriend with big feet. Although she will look more human than Bigfoot, but she's going to have big feet. And because it's a girl, she's going to be wearing clothes. Aw, yeah. Well, we can't have naked big feet running around here. I mean, we got the one, but he's got enough hair to cover all of his bits and pieces. And so the girl she's going to be wearing a dress. Yep. No pantsuit here. And guess what? There will be a surprise. I carved a little friend for her, but I didn't show that. Okay, so now we're working on the back of the head. Okay. So we're removing, we'll be doing a lot of knife work on this lady. And you will see that my 2 new creations, since I cannot seem to be able to buy a knife, I went ahead and made a knife. Actually, I made 2 knives. One of them I started out with a raw piece of metal, and the other one is an old buck knife that I used to use as a pocket knife. And I said, hey, I need a folded knife, a lock blade that I can take with me if I'm, if you're out in the woods. You don't want to have to bring this whole traveling toolbox with you. So I made me turned a buck knife into a carving knife. Yep. And I think the steel is CRV 90. It's a really old knife. It's probably 30 years old. And I had used it so much that I actually wore the blade down, So it got way too short. I think it used to be like a 4-inch blade, and I wore it down to like 2.5 inches. So it's been sitting here in my toolbox, and I was looking at it the other day, and I'm like, hey, you know what? Even though it's a short blade, I think that'll work perfect for a carving blade. So I took it to the belt sander, and I sanded it down to a flat blade and flat grind. You can see here we're starting to carve in the hairdo. That's right. We're going to give this one a ponytail. Unlike the gnome girls that have their hair just kind of hanging willy-nilly straight down, we're going to give this one a ponytail. A ponytail, yep. That's what I'm thinking. Now, like I do, I never hardly plan anything out, but if you're going to put ponytails and pigtails, you really got to look forward into your carving. I was just barely able to scrunch this one in here because I had you got to put that little, what is it, scrunchy hair ribbon, whatever. It's not a hair ribbon, But had I planned it ahead, I could have put a bow in the back of her hair, because I would have left wood there for that purpose, but I did not on this particular carving. Maybe the next I'll do a little more planning and a little less hacking, right? So we're just rounding the back of her head over, roughing in that hairdo. And you will see, you can see okay, here's a 2.5 inch OCC carving knife. And you can see that we started roughing the hair in there, right? For the ponytail. Okay, now you gotta keep reminding yourself where your front and back and sides are. Okay, so now I'm just cutting in the mark for the center line, because we're going to be getting rid of a lot of wood here. So that's all that cut is. Don't worry about it. It's not really important, but that is also where my hair base is going to be, in case you're wondering. Okay, so now I am re-angling the front. I thought the angle, the 45 degree angle was a little too sharp for this small of a face. So I am going to re-angle the face inward to kind of flatten it out a little bit, right? I know on flat pieces we're always trying to angle it back, but on this piece I felt the angle was just a little too sharp for her face. And a big chip of wood came out of there. We're going to keep putting our center lines back in there. And I end up pushing her whole face back because I really didn't want it overhanging the shoulder. So, and we're just chipping away. Be careful when you're doing the front of the head there. You might get it, if you round it over too much, it might interfere with you putting hair in. And this is the knife I made. Okay. And this is 5160 spring steel. It's a little upswept knife I threw together. I had a piece of walnut laying around, and I had that little ferrule thing that came off, I think it came off from a wooden handled screwdriver that was broke. So I stole that and put it on there, and I made a little upswept knife because I can't seem to be able to buy them, so I might as well make them. And this knife is working a treat. I really love this knife. I've really been using it a lot. I'll use it a lot throughout this whole carving. And it's really working great for me. So I'll probably make a couple more in a couple different sizes. Just so I have something to play with. Alright? Yep, that's what I'm going to do. So you'll probably be seeing this little 1 1/8" upswept Just Carve Rob homemade thingamabobby knife here, used quite a bit, as well as the transformed buck knife. It has the same upswept blade on it. It's ground very thin, holds an edge really well. I would even say it holds an edge as well or better than my OCC knives, and you guys know I love the OCC knives. But like I said, you know, I was shopping around Helvey and some other knife makers, and you just can't get them. And if you can get them, it's somebody that bought it for 25 bucks on YouTube, or let's say it's a Helvey. They bought it off Helvey for high-end knife, 50 bucks, right? And they're asking $175 for it. Are you out of your mind? Come on. I'm a poor old wood carver from Michigan. I can't afford $175. For $175, it better have a thing that goes bang hooked to it. Or twang, shoots an arrow, you know. So, yeah, this video is winding down. This is going to be part 1, and we're already getting into it for 16 minutes. I guess I could have cut it down, but I don't know what to cut out, you know, because all the cuts, if you're trying to emulate what I've made here, you really need to see all the cuts. So I decided this is going to be a little girl. A little girl with big feet. And we're going to call her Claire. We're going to call her Claire, and she's going to have blonde hair. Alright? And you can see how that old buck knife just slices right through that wood. So guys, share, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Leave a comment, but especially hit the like button. Alright? Alright. Be awesome. Carve something awesome. Carve every day if you can. Stay safe, guys. And we'll give a shout out there to Jordy Johnson at Carve Fusion, been in the studio on the lake. Matt Carves. Mark D. Maker. And we're winding this one down. This is the end of part 1. The end. This is the end. Be sure to come back for part 2. Bye-bye.